Well, here I am at home. I got my 44, as you can see in the background here. Kind of stuck in the corner a bit, but I do have room that I can move it out. Hi, welcome back. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I lost my spot at the car club, so I've had to bring the 44 back here. This is my sort of home storage space, garage space, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's where I store all my junk and my summer cars over the winter. So I'm going to see what I can get done here. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult. I got a low ceiling. I've got nobody to help me here, and it's a bit chilly. I do have a plug-in heater I'm going to put on the cold days. But I'm going to see if I can get some stuff done here. Maybe the fuel system put together, the brakes put together, redo the steering, and best case scenario, if I'm really lucky, I'll get Dennis out here to help me one day, and we can get the engine started. It'd be kind of cool if I could drive this out of here in the spring. So bear with me. I'll give you a quick tour, and we'll go from there. So like I say, here we are in my shop. It's full of parts from different project cars I've had. I mean, back in there, I've got basically, well, there's a tarp covering some of it, but there's a Triumph, early Triumph Spitfire motor down there, some Triumph Vitesse and Herald doors, and a trunk lid. If anybody is in Canada and wants them, they can have them. My cherry picker, which I've used maybe 4 times, broken windshield, whole lot of junk, mostly Triumph parts there. My trusty welder, which I got from Dave. My Gremlin is in here. Sorry, it's so grainy. There we go. The Gremlin is in here, and so is the Vitesse. I don't know if I showed this before. It's my 64 Triumph. Technically, it's a Sport 6, but it is better known as a Triumph Vitesse. So these are the cars I drive during the summer. Well, supposed to be driving during the summer. I don't take them out that much while I'm working on the Ford. So the Gremlin, it's got a 304 V8. I put fuel injection on it year before last. Still needs a good tune, but it's drivable. I like driving this car. It actually drives down the road really nice. Vitesse needs a alignment, a 4-wheel alignment, because it's still a bit sketchy driving it, a bit scary driving it over like 50 miles an hour. It is a very nice looking car, and it runs absolutely beautiful. It's got a 2-liter inline 6, and it actually, like I say, the engine runs like a dream. So I did a frame off on this, fully boxed the frame, redid the interior. Hard to see here, but I fully redid the interior. Under the hood, if I can show you under the hood. Under the hood's all been done. That is the inline 6. 2-liter, like I said. So this is a nice car. I don't know if I can show you under the hood of the Gremlin, but there we go. That's under the hood of the Gremlin. The original AMC 304 V8. I've got an Edelbrock air gap intake on it. It's got Holley Sniper EFI, a mild cam, and headers and dual exhaust. Oh, and an HEI ignition. Other things I have in here is my little compressor. It's good for some air tools. I couldn't run can't run much off of it, but things like an air ratchet I can run off of it. I got a stove over there if I want to do any powder coating or cook my lunch. And my little construction heater, which is set basically just to keep this room above freezing so things don't rust. I got electrical outlets. The lighting, as I said, these are really old lighting fixtures. Some of the ballasts have gone, so I will be replacing these probably in the spring when all the cars are gone, and I'll be putting in LED lighting. Okay, so let's briefly discuss the plan of what I'm going to get done while the car is here. Like I said before, ideally I'd like to get it running and driving before the spring, but realistically that may not happen. So the things that are going to be easy for me to do are going to be things where I don't need the lift, obviously, or help. So my plan is I want to get the brakes going, like all complete, put together, and working, as in with pedal and everything. I'd like to get the engine together, completely together with all the front dressing on, serpentine belt, all of that. I'd like to get that done. And of course, fuel system. So as it stands right now, I've got my two fuel lines, these two thick ones here. These are my feed and return fuel line. These go back to the tank and in the in-tank pump. And the small one here is my brake line. So the small one's a brake line for the back brakes. So I have to put my master cylinder here to plumb up the brakes. I have to figure out how these are going to feed the TBI injector unit. But I guess first, in order to do the brake stuff here, I need to get these sort of out of the way, especially the big ones. So I'm thinking fuel system first, which will deal with these two big ones, and then my booster, master cylinder, proportioning valve, and braking after that. So I guess I'm going to start with putting the intake manifold on properly. So I've got my new gasket set. So I can bolt down the intake manifold. I can put the TBI unit on it, and that way I can figure out how my feed and return are going to go to and from the TBI unit. That will take these out of the way. It leaves me more room for my master cylinder, and then brakes after that.